Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Vando Mui Savadhana Mate. Vando Mui Savadhana Mate. Jahara Prasade Vai E Bhavatoriya Jai. Jahara Prasade Vai E Bhavatoriya Jai. Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoyte. Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoyte. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Jitete Koriya Kya. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Jitete Koriya Kya. Arana kori ho mane asha. Arana kori ho mane asha. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. जय प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा, जय प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा, चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से, चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से, दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो, दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो, प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते, प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते, वेदे गाय जहाँ रचरितो, वेदे गाय जहाँ रचरितो, श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधमा जनार बंधु, श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधमा जनार बंधु, लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना, लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना, हा हा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया, हा हा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया, हे बेजास कुशुक त्रिभुवना, हे बेजास कुशुक त्रिभुवना, जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा, जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद, नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने, ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी પાશ્ચાત્ય દેશ તારીને. જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ ચૈતન્ય પ્રભુ નિત્યાનંદ શ્રી અદ્વૈત ગદાધર શ્રીવાસાદિ ગૌર ભક્ત વૃંદ. કૃષ્ણ ચૈતન્ય પ્રભુ નિત્યાનંદ શ્રી અદ્વૈત જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ ચૈતન્ય પ્રભુ નિત્યાનંદ શ્રી અદ્વૈત ગદાધર શ્રીવાસાદિ ગૌર ભક્ત વૃંદ. જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ ચૈતન્ય પ્રભુ નિત્યાનંદ શ્રી અદ્વૈત ગદાધર શ્રીવાસાદિ ગૌર ભક્ત વૃંદ. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jayom Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivajakacarya Stotarshita Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanar Vrind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shri Vashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kund Shri Giri Govardhan ki Shri Vrindavan Dham ki श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की कलियुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की बृहत मृदंग ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की ट्रांसेंडेंटल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. O spiritual master, our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor and the Lord and master of the devotees. O master, be merciful unto me. Give me the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds.
Hare Krishna. So welcome you all to our Sunday Feast program in ISKCON Stoke Trent. Today our speaker Balram is going to speak on a topic called No One Dances Alone. Yeah, if you want to dance, you dance alone, there's no joy. We always dance together. So there's a topic called No One Dances Alone, and he's going to speak from Bhagavad Gita how this topic is relevant to us. So our Bhagavad Gita shloka is projected here on this side. So those who are sitting here, and if you want to follow Bhagavad Gita shloka, you can come up at this side, and after it is over, you can come on this side. It's up to you. There's nothing mandatory. Yeah, yeah. We can pull up some more chairs, and somebody can sit there. So we can pull up some more chairs. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashoda Nandanam Rajajana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandanam Rajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Banachari. Yamuna Tira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Banachari. Yamuna Tira Banachari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sankirtan ki jai. Okay, Hare Krishna. So welcome to our Sunday feast program on this very sunny and windy day. Before we get started, can I please request everybody at the back of the room, please come forward. That means Anil Prabhu, Balaji Prabhu. So I'm the only speaker that'll force you to come forward. So today we'll be reading from Bhagavad Gita, verse 2.39. I do have to warn you, the purport is a whopper. It's quite big. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, we'll go to the verse. Please repeat after me. Esha te bihita sankhye Eshate bihita shankye buddhir yoge tva imam shrinu buddhir yoge tva imam shrinu buddhya yukto yaya Partha Buddhya yukta yaya Partha Karma Bandham Prahashyasi Karma Bandham Prahashyasi. Okay. Esha te bihita sankhye Buddhir yoge tva imam shrinu Buddhya yukto yaya partha Karma bandham prahashyasi Esha te bihita sankhye Buddhir yoge tva imam shrinu Buddhya yukto yaya partha Karma bandham prahashyasi Esha te bihita sankhye Buddhir yoge tva imam shrinu Buddhya yukto yaya partha Karma bandham prahashyasi. Any volunteers? Esha te bihita sankhye Buddhi yoge tva imam shrinu
Buddhaya yukto yaya partha
Buddhya yukto yaya partha
Karma bandham prahasyasi.
Karma bandham prahashyasi. Any other daring folk? Esha te bihita sankhye Buddhir yoge tva imam shrinu
Buddhaya yukto yaya partha Karma bandham prahashyasi.
Esha te bihita sankhye
Buddhir yoge tu imam shrinu
imam shrinu
buddhya yukto yaya partha
Buddhya yukto yaya partha
karma bandham prahashyasi.
karma bandham prahashyasi. One more person, maybe from Mataji's side.
Eshate bihita sankhye
Ishate bihita sankye
buddhir yoge tu imam srinu
buddhir yoge tva imam shrinu
buddhya yukto yaya partha
buddhya yukto yaya partha
karma bandham prahasyasi.
karma bandham prahashyasi. Thank you, Mataji. It's word for word. Esha, all this, te, unto you, abhihita, described, sankhya, by analytical study, buddhi, intelligence, yogi, in work without fruitive result, tu, but, imam, this, shrinu, just here, buddhya, by intelligence, yuktaha, dovetailed, yaya, by which, partha, O son of Pritha, karma bandham, bondage of reaction, prahashyasi, you can be released from. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Thus far, I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. Please repeat after me. Thus far, I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. Purport. According to Nirukti, or the Vedic dictionary, Sankhya means that which describes things in detail, and Sankhya refers to that philosophy which describes the real nature of the soul. The yoga involves controlling the senses. Arjuna's proposal not to fight was based on sense gratification. Forgetting his prime duty, he wanted to cease fighting because he thought that by not killing his relatives and kinsmen, he would be happier than by enjoying the kingdom after conquering his cousins and brothers, the sons of Dhritarashtra. In both ways, the basic principles were for sense gratification. Happiness derived from conquering them and happiness derived by seeing kinsmen alive in both on the basis of personal sense gratification, even at a sacrifice of wisdom and duty. Krishna, therefore, wanted to explain to Arjuna that by killing the body of his grandfather, he would not be killing the soul proper. And he explained that all individual persons, including the Lord himself, are eternal individuals. They were individuals in the past, they are individuals in the present, and they will continue to remain individuals in the future. Because all of us are individual souls eternally. We simply change our bodily dress in different manners, but actually we keep our individuality even after liberation from the bondage of material dress. An analytical study of the soul and the body has been very graphically explained by Lord Krishna. And this descriptive knowledge of the soul and the body from different angles of vision has been described here as Sankhya, in terms of the Nirukti dictionary. This Sankhya has nothing to do with the Sankhya philosophy of the atheist Kapila. Long before the impostor Kapila's Sankhya, The Sankhya philosophy was expounded in the Srimad Bhagavatam by the true Lord Kapila, the incarnation of Lord Krishna, who explained it to his mother, Devahuti. It is clearly explained by him that the Purusha, or the Supreme Lord, is active, and that he creates by looking over the Prakriti. This is accepted in the Vedas and in the Gita. The description of the Vedas indicates that the Lord glanced over the Prakriti, or nature, and impregnated it by atomic individual souls. All these individuals are working in the material world for sense gratification, and under the spell of material energy, they are thinking of being enjoyers. This mentality is dragged to the last point of liberation, when the living entity wants to become one with the Lord. This is the last snare of Maya, or sense gratificatory illusion, and it is only after many, many births of such sense gratificatory activities that a great soul surrenders unto Vasudev, Lord Krishna, thereby fulfilling the search after the ultimate truth. Does anybody want to try and continue the purport, the other half? Anybody want to read? No?
Arjuna has already accepted Krishna as his spiritual master by surrendering himself unto him. Sisyaste ham sathim mam svam papanam. Consequently, Krishna will now tell him about the working process in Buddhi Yoga or Karma Yoga, or in other words, the practice of devotional service only for the sense gratification of the Lord. This Buddhi Yoga is clearly explained in chapter 10, verse 10, as being direct communication with the Lord, who is sitting at Paramatma in everyone's heart. But such communication does not take place without devotional service. One who is therefore situated in the devotional or transcendental loving service for the Lord, or in other words, in Krishna consciousness, attains to the stage of Buddhi Yoga by this special grace of the Lord. The Lord says, therefore, it's only to those who are already engaged in devotional service out of transcendental love does he award the pure knowledge in devotional love. In that way, the devotee can reach him easily in the ever blissful kingdom of God. Thus, the Buddhi Yoga mentioned in this verse is the devotional service of the Lord, and the word Sankhya mentioned herein has nothing to do with the aesthetic Sankhya Yogi enunciated by the impostor Kapila. One should not therefore misunderstand that Sankhya Yoga mentioned herein has any connection with the aesthetic Sankhya, nor did the philosophy have any influence during this time, nor would Lord Krishna care to mention such godless philosophical speculations. Real Sankhya philosophy is described by Lord Kapila in the Srimad Bhagavatam, but even that Sankhya has nothing to do with the current topics. Here, Sankhya means analytical description of the body and the soul. Lord Krishna made an analytical description of the soul just to bring Arjuna to the point of Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, Lord Krishna's Sankhya and Lord Kapila's Sankhya are described in the Bhagavatam and are one and the same. They are all Bhakti Yoga. Lord Krishna said, therefore, that only the less intelligent class of men make a distinction between Sankhya Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Sankhya Yoga Prantag Bala Pravadanti Manan Pandita. Of course, aesthetic Sankhya Yoga has nothing to do with Bhakti Yoga, yet the unintelligent claim that the aesthetic Satya Yoga is referred to in the Bhagavad Gita. One should therefore understand that Buddhi Yoga means to work in Krishna consciousness, in the full bliss and knowledge of devotional service. One who works for the satisfaction of the Lord only, however difficult such work may be, is working under the principles of Buddhi Yoga and finds himself always in transcendental bliss. By such transcendental engagement, one achieves all transcendental understanding automatically by the grace of the Lord, and thus his liberation is complete in itself, without his making extraneous endeavors to acquire knowledge. There is much difference between the work in Krishna consciousness and the work for fruitive results. especially in the matter of sense gratification, for achieving results in terms of family or material happiness. Buddha Yoga is therefore the transcendental quality of the work that we perform.
Thank you so much, Dave. I did say it was a whopper. It's quite long, quite big. Okay. Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Okay, so Sankhya Yoga, it was a term that was brought up quite a lot in that verse, in the purport. And Srila Prabhupada really tried to clear up what Sankhya Yoga really is, not some different misunderstanding. So actually the word Sankhya Yoga, in layman's terms, or the simplest way to describe it, it means, is the idea of breaking things down to increase detachment, or to understand them properly. The way of thinking of Sankhya is to break things down. For example, let's say you have a cake. For that cake's very tasty. It'll be hard if you had it in front of you. Someone put a cake right in front of you. It'd be hard not to eat it. So to increase your detachment from said cake, the idea of Sankhya Yoga comes in. So imagine you have a cake, and then next to the cake, you put all the ingredients needed to make that cake. You put sugar there, you put milk there, you put flowers. I'm not a baker, so I don't know what the rest is. But you put it to the side. Then you'll see the cake doesn't look, in that format, when it's broken down, doesn't look that appetizing. I'm sure no one here is gobbling flour by itself, no? So Sankhya Yoga is basically the idea of increasing our detachment for something by breaking it down. Okay? Does that make sense? Yeah? So that's what Sankhya Yoga is. Now, we're attached to so many things in this world. Let's be honest. Some of us have a favorite food. Some of us have different things that we like to do. We're very attached to doing. If someone said, give it up, we'd probably say no. Maybe you're attached to your car. Maybe you're attached to some hobby that you like to do. Maybe you're attached to... Does anybody have any attachments? Everything. TV, social media, everything, no? So there's many things we can be attached to. So the Sankhya Yoga is the idea of breaking down what that thing is. If you're addicted to the TV and I give you the wires and the process to make it, you're not going to be that addicted anymore. You're not going to be that attracted, because then you'll have to put it together. It's less charming. It breaks down the charm of everything that you're attracted to. Huh? Okay, to explain this a little further, there is one, I have to give a warning. So you know at like 18 plus movies or horror film, there's like a parental advisory, advised, please watch with a parent, or be prepared. Basically, brace your seats. Let me tell you the story of truth and beauty. So, this is a little bit related to Sankhya Yoga. There was one very beautiful lady. Let's say she's living in Stoke-on-Trent. And she's walking the street. She's in Newcastle town centre, or Hanley. She's walking. And one very rich, handsome, and muscly boy, he sees this lady, he sees this girl, and he's head over heels. And he's thinking, wow, so beautiful. Now this lady, he didn't know, they're about the same age. They didn't know, she was very wise. Very wise. And he thought, right, I'm going to ask her out. So he went, he approached her, said his own pickup line, whatever he does to pick up girls. And he went and he spoke to the lady. It's like, let's go on a date. And she's seeing him and thinking, I think he only likes me for my looks. So then she says, okay, we'll go on a date. 1 week from now, we meet same place. This place we just met, we'll meet, we'll go somewhere in Hanley and somewhere in Newcastle Town. We'll go to View. We'll go to the cinema together. How about that? And he says, all right, cool. He's head over heels. He's ready. He's getting ready. 7 days till my date with this beautiful girl. And in this 7 days, this girl, she goes home and thinks, he only likes me for my looks. Let me see if he likes me for my personality and for who I actually am. Because looks isn't everything, let's be honest. So then what he does, he says, let me take away all my beauty. And let's see in the 7 days if he still likes me. So then what she does, is in these 7 days, she takes heavy laxatives. And she forcefully tries to throw up any food that she has. She becomes malnourished, skinny. Her skin becomes not very rich in nutrients. We could say she became quite ugly. But she was taking it all away. Everything that was leaving her body, she thought, wait, this is where my beauty is going from. My beauty is leaving, but what is actually leaving my body? All this, I'm not going to say what it was. And she says, all right, I'm going to store it in some vessel. I did say this is a very graphic story. And she keeps doing this for 7 days, meets with this boy. She's at the same place. The boy comes in his Audi R8 with a spoiler on, red color. He comes and he's waiting at the same spot and he's thinking, where's she? It's the time we're supposed to meet. Where's she? But she's right there. He thinks it's some homeless person or someone, some crackhead. And he goes there. He says, do you know, did any girl come here? She's like, what do you mean? I'm here. He says, what? This is you? He says, yeah. So what happened to you? It's been 7 days. You look like a completely different person. So I wanted to test how much you actually like me. So he said, but where's all your beauty gone? He's like, the beauty that left my body, I stored it in one pot. I said, do you want to see that missing beauty? And he goes, yeah, sure. And he goes and he sees this vessel stinking like anything. And she's saying, all the beauty that left my body, that's where it's gone. So, that's a very graphic story. But do you get the idea? That to break things down, this Sankhya Yoga is the way to detach yourself from said things. So in this way, this girl did this in a very graphical way to do it. So detachment is good. Detachment is good, but when we go to there's many spiritual leaders and spiritual schools of thought everywhere, but many of them, they preach this kind of detachment. You should be detached from everything, Detachment from the world, not attached to anything that you're doing, and then you'll be happy. You focus on nothing, and you'll be happy. That detachment is good. But we are not saying that you go to a forest, all of us here, give up everything you have, Ferraris, cars, property, family, you leave everything, an education, and go to a forest and meditate. That's not what the detachment we're talking about. The ideal way to live is not to just detach yourself from everything, it's actually to manage your attachment in a right way. It's good to have attachment, but all you need to do is manage it properly. Because detachment is actually the stepping stone for devotion. Here in this temple, what we're doing is we're talking about bhakti. Bhakti means devotional service, devotion. And for devotion, a stepping stone or baby steps towards devotion is detachment. Give an example. Okay, so let's say this entire world, let's call it matter. If you are detached from Krishna, but attached to the matter or the material world, what are you? Who said? Materialistic person, yeah. If you're detached from Krishna and you're attached to matter, then you're materialistic. If you're detached from Krishna and detached from matter, what are you? Huh? A crazy person. If you have no attachment to, if you don't have any attachment to anything, there's a term that we call for this, because many schools of thought teach this. It's Mayavadi. We'll go into this Mayavadi word a little bit later. Mayavadi. Remember this word. So if you're detached from Krishna and detached from the world, detached from matter, that's called a Mayavadi. You're a Mayavadi. If you're attached to Krishna, but also attached to matter, what are you? Any idea? If you're attached to both, it's us right now. Let's be honest. We're coming to the temple because we're attached to Krishna. We have some attachment. But we're also attached to different things. It's hard to let go of those things. So that's what we call a mixed devotee. We're a devotee trying to become a devotee because it's a process. But then if you're attached to Krishna but detached from matter, what are you? A pure devotee. Yes. So can you see? All it is you shouldn't be detached from everything. You just need to manage your attachment to different places. It's desire management. So attachment isn't bad. We don't tell people to go to the forest. Just manage it in a nice way. Okay? So this mismanagement of attachment, Srila Prabhupada said in the purport, he said this word Maya. Does anyone know what this word Maya is? Because we haven't actually spoke about it that much in Sunday feast classes. What's Maya? Illusion. Yes. Mismanagement of attachment is illusion. What is Maya? Maya basically means that which is not. Maya. So in the English dictionary, what we can put it as is illusion. But can you think of how many illusions we have today? What's so illusionary that you see day to day in the world? If a TV ad, yes, the other day I saw an ad on YouTube. Comes up. There's many ads on YouTube now. And it was a toothbrush ad, Colgate. And there was this family, and they weren't so happy. But then they got this Colgate toothpaste in their house, and everybody was smiling with pure, pearly white teeth, and all their problems had gone away. Everything. Everybody was just happy. They were in the bathroom, they were brushing their teeth together, smiling like nothing's gone on. And then there's other ads of Uncle Ben's rice. And the family, they get Uncle Ben's rice, they add it to their meal, and everybody's happy. They're at the dinner table, no one's arguing, they're happy, everyone's smiling. Basically what they're saying is that this toothpaste will solve all your problems in life. That's what the ad is saying. That's what most ads say. Get this insurance, hire us, we'll make all your problems go away. So that's one of the illusions. We can say that's illusion, right? If you get that toothpaste, will all your problems go away? No. If you get Uncle Ben's rice, will all your problems go away? No. So that's an illusion. Any other illusions you can think of day to day? Come on. There must be something. All of you are not an illusion. You're the master. That's one, yeah? I'm the master. Any other illusions? People. She said people. People are illusions. Some people are fake. They'll be very happy to you in front of your face. They'll speak nicely with you, and behind your back, you know, this person's actually not like a very nice person. You know, he did this. They'll gossip behind your back. So people can be fake. They can be illusion. So there's a lot of illusion. People who you can trust and things like that. So it's fair to say. So the Sanskrit word for illusion is Maya. All these things can basically be called Maya. Back in the 70s, the devotees would take this to like another level. Prabhu, you're in Maya. Prabhu, don't watch TV. You're in Maya. You know, they'd use this. That's like an extreme to how they were saying. But there's so many things. So this term Mayavadi is... so what Mayavadis basically believe, this term of people, is that Krishna, we are all under Maya. Let's all say, okay, because we get illusioned. All of our senses are not perfect. We get illusioned. If you trick me, I'll get tricked. I'm in illusion. So all of us, we experience Maya day to day. We experience illusion. Mayavadis, they also have this term that Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, God, also, he gets Maya. They have this kind of way of thinking. But how can Maya cover Krishna? Maya, another word for them is illusory energy. Illusion. If something that God creates confuses God or makes God illusion, does that mean God is God? No. So God cannot be illusioned. It's a scientific fact. If you just do it logically, you don't even need to refer to any scriptures. Logically, God cannot be illusioned. If he's all-knowing, all-powerful, all-present, whatever you want to say, he can't be illusioned. So God cannot be illusioned. We've taken away that. So how can we get out of illusion? One school of thought, they have this example that a fish is safe from the fisherman if they stay close to the fisherman's feet. You get it? Because when the fisherman throws out the net to catch all the fish, if the fish is just by the feet of the fisherman, they won't get caught. Similarly, if you don't want to stay under illusion, you stay close to Krishna. You try and associate with Krishna. Because he is the source of the illusion. If he's the source of the illusion, he can manipulate it in a way that you don't get affected. Right? If you have your own car and someone else is trying to manipulate it and they don't want to get... that's not a good example. But you get the idea, right? That if you want to stay away from Maya, you have to stay close to the creator of Maya, who is Krishna. So, Maya can cover all of our eyes to not see Krishna. All we have to do is stay close to Krishna and see Krishna. Then we won't get affected by Maya. But this Maya affecting all of our visions to not see Krishna, that in the Bhagavatam, in the Gita, Prabhupada says it, all different teachers say it, Maya is the creator of atheists. Now, Srila Prabhupada mentions in many of his purports 5 different types of atheists. Did you know this? There can be more than one type of atheist. 5 different types of atheists. And it's all created by Maya. Number 1. Can anyone think of a type of an atheist? Very obvious. Come on. I hear mumbling. The atheist. Means they don't believe in God. They're the default atheist, right? So the default atheist basically means that person that has never introspected about these kind of subjects. Some people, they just live their life. They grow up, they get brought up by a family. Maybe the family is not religious or believes in God. They go to school. School teaches them, you have to go to uni. Work hard, go to uni, pass your grades. In uni, they tell you, work hard, get a degree. From that degree, you get your money, you get your job. That job will give you money. Money gives you money so that you can build your own resources. And what can you do? Get a family. From that family, you have to maintain the family. You have to get married. First, you have to find a wife. That's already a headache? Huh? So many people, they're trying to find a wife, they're trying to find a family, then they have kids, then they have to manage the kids, then they have to manage the kids' studies, make sure they're brought up properly, make sure they're financially stable. So where in the world do you have time to think about these things? Right? That's the default atheist. They never introspect. They never think about it. Huh? I'm in uni, let me just enjoy. Everyone else is partying, let me just do that. I don't need to think about anything else. Let me follow the trend. So, that's a default atheist. When I was in school, I'll tell you, when I was in school, we used to have lunchtime breaks. When I was in sixth form, we used to have a study room because during the last year of sixth form, there was a lot of A-level works and stuff like that. So then we had, at lunchtime, we had a study room that you could study in, but nobody would study there. Sometimes I'd go because I was like behind on my homework, so I'd go to do my homework there. And it'd be completely quiet. Nobody was there. I was the only one in there. And then occasionally some students would come in and they'd just sit down and talk for the lunchtime, hang out. And then because of this, I was studying, but you can overhear their conversations. And it was this group of boys in my school that were known to be the popular boys. They're the cool boys, you know. And I was overhearing the conversation, and I thought they just party, they talk about girls and whatever, you know, they're just doing what teenage boys do. And then I hear their conversation, and he's thinking, the one boy said to the other, do you ever think about, like, if there's anything out there, like there's more to life than just this? And I was thinking, whoa, that sentence came out of that boy? You know, I would think they're a little bit not so smart. That sentence came out of that person? Whoa. And the other boys, you know what they said? Forget it. Why are you talking about that, you weirdo? You know? So he was shunned away, you know. So if you don't introspect, then you won't get there, you know. What's this phrase? Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. You have to seek to find these answers. More to life. So the default atheist is that person that has never introspected, never thought about it. So how does Maya work in their life? Distracts them. Happens every day. You get distracted. That person, that boy that was in my class, he got distracted because he asked, and then he got distracted. Forget about it. Let's talk about this by this other person. That was a distraction. That's Maya. That's illusion. Default atheist. Done, okay? Next type of atheist. This atheist is called the philosophical atheist. The philosophical atheist is a person that is very intelligent. They've thought about it, but they want to disprove it. So they philosophically, if they have a conversation with you, they philosophically try to disprove that there is a God. They don't believe it. So they're analytical. They want to prove that God doesn't exist. So they find different ways that we can do this. They're intelligent, but the thing is with philosophical atheists is that they're so intelligent. I have to give it to them. But they look so deep into things that they miss the whole picture. Like there's this story of Sherlock Holmes. So once Sherlock Holmes and Watson, they were out on an investigation. And they were out on an investigation. They had to stay overnight somewhere. So they had a tent. They set up a tent in some camp place. And in this investigation, they set up and so they start, okay, let's relax for the night. Start again tomorrow. They went in the tent. And they were both lying down next to each other and just thinking, like, you know, relaxing. And they looked up at the stars. And they were both looking up next to each other. And then Watson said, Sherlock, what do you see? And Sherlock was looking at the night sky. And he was looking. He says, I see millions and billions of gaseous large stars giving energy to so many planets. I see the vastness and space, the vacuum of space. I see billions and billions of planets, entities, chemicals. And he said, Watson, what do you see? And Watson said, someone's stolen our tent. So Sherlock was looking so deeply into the vastness of space. But then, why was he looking? Because there was no roof, because there was no tent there. Do you get the idea? So this is the philosophical atheist. They look so deep into something, but they completely miss the picture. One kind of rich person, he was a car enthusiast. And he would always fix cars. And he told his servant, his butler, he said, "Butler, get me some water," whilst he was working on some cars. Get me some water. It's hard stuff. And his butler went over. He ran over. Okay, I need to get some water for my master. I need to get water for my master. He went to the kitchen. He said, "Why water? I want to please him as much as I can. Let me get him some milk instead." So he said, "Okay, let me get milk. No, let me just make some kheer. Let me make a sweet treat, some sweet rice out of milk and some rice, Let me make it very nice tasting, cook it on the stove." He was doing that. It took half an hour to do. It came back with a bowl of kheer, sweet rice. And he said, Master, I've got you some kheer. And he said, "Why have you got that?" "I wanted water to put in the coolant." So sometimes they miss the picture. Once there was a scientist. This is a true story. There was a scientist, and he was doing an experiment on how well this hypothesis was there. The hearing of a cockroach is in their legs. So they sense through their legs. So then, what he was doing, he had an experiment where there was a cockroach, and then somehow, I don't know if he got some scented thing that a cockroach likes, or just, he managed to get the cockroach, and he would bring it to him. Okay? So what he would do, the cockroach would have so many legs, and he'd cut off one leg and say, "Come here." He cut off, and then the cockroach would scuttle over. And then he said, "Okay, let me cut off the next leg." He cut off the next leg, and he said, "Come here." The cockroach scuttled over. He says, "Okay, the cockroach can still hear, or can still sense." Then he cut off the next leg. He said, "Come here." Cockroach came. Did it again. Cockroach, come here. Did it again. And eventually he cut off all the legs of the cockroach. He said, come here, cockroach." Cockroach couldn't walk. Didn't come over. So he put in his hypothesis, he put his conclusion. After the cockroach's legs are cut off, they cannot hear anymore. They couldn't walk. So that's the thing. So that is the philosophical atheist. Is they look so deeply into something but miss the whole picture. So, how does Maya work in their life? Because they're intelligent, they turn in their intelligence against them. Because they're intelligent. But Maya works by turning their intelligence against them. The third atheist. Anybody have any ideas? Do you know any atheists that have different reasons why they're an atheist? You know? Said? Child workers. Oh, is it? Okay. Maybe he's the sixth type of atheist I didn't put down. So third atheist, so we've said the default atheist, the philosophical atheist, and then the third atheist is the emotional atheist. Something has happened in their life where they blame God. Or you've maybe seen on the internet, there's many people that will say, why is there suffering in the world? If God is there, then why would he make so many people suffer? So they're very emotional about it. So therefore, because maybe something's bad's happened to them, or maybe they've had some bad experience with some religious activities or some religious group, they'll completely put God out the window and say, there's no such thing as God, because this happened to me. They'll be very emotional about it. So how does Maya work in their life? By turning their emotion and making them turn away from God. fair to say. Make sense so far? First one is default atheist. Second atheist was philosophical. Third atheist was emotional atheist. Fourth atheist is the undercover atheist. Undercover. Now, undercover atheist is like the Mayavadi. The Mayavadis believe that we are all God. We're all God. At the end of this life, if we have a nice spiritual life, we'll merge into God. We'll become one with God. One with God. So then, you might think, because they're very spiritual people, and they can come, Mayavadis can come in very spiritual dress. Maybe they can wear saffron. Maybe they can have shaved heads. Maybe they can have temples and worship idols. But their own thinking is that we're all God. At the end of this life, if I do this right, if I live a nice, good life, do all these spiritual things and rituals, I'll merge into God and become one with God. Now you might think, how is this person atheist? But you see, what the default atheist does, see, we're here. And God is here, let's say. What the default atheist does is he brings God down. And brings him down and says there's no such thing as God, there's just us. And what the Mayavadi does is that there is God, but we are here, right with God. It completely negates the idea of God. And say, we're all God, so there's no such thing as God, because we are all God. It negates that relationship, that difference that is there. So there's no such thing as God. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Anybody have any doubt? No? So what it does is that the Mayavadi, they'll reduce that gap and say, we're on the same level as God. But we just haven't realized it. We are covered by Maya, illusion. That's why we don't realize. Does that make sense? Does it? If we are all God, see, I'll tell you this story. Once, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, we have a few of his books in the shop. Radhanath Maharaj was having a conversation with a Mayavadi, and they're having a heated debate. This Mayavadi was like cutting into this conversation, debating like anything. If Radhanath Maharaj said a good point, he'd come back with a okay point, but he'd just keep saying that, no, you're wrong. So going back and forth, and they went for an hour. And this Mayavadi kept debating. It wasn't taking no for an answer. There's no thing, this Mayavadism isn't right. And Radhanath Maharaj kept going. He wasn't getting tired. And eventually the debate went for so long that the Mayavadi said, okay, we'll continue the discussion. Let me go to the toilet first. Let me take a toilet break. And then the Radhanath Maharaj said, no. If we're all God and you're God, you can hold yourself. If you are God, that means you can't be under the illusion and think, not do what God does. If God wanted, He could lift this entire building. If God wanted, He'd know what everything we're thinking. And everything would be graceful. Everything would be nice. But if you have the school of thought that you are God and we're all God, and eventually we'll merge into God, how does that make sense? If you're God, you can control your call of nature. If God is controlling all the planets and all the suns and all orbiting, there's this fact that if the earth was, I think it's like a few feet or a few meters or a few angles in front of the sun or closer to the sun or away from the sun, either the entire world would melt, completely burn, or if it was a few degrees or a few meters out of the place, it would completely freeze and no civilization could live here. So if God is controlling all different planets, all different civilizations and all different things all across the universe, I think you can hold your call for nature. So this is Mayavadism. So why we're discussing this today is because many people, they might see these so-called spiritual people and think they're very spiritual because they have the dress of a spiritual person, they have a whole organization backing them, and they have a nice temple and they're worshipping different forms of the Lord. But this is actually atheism, because you're negating God. There's no relationship there. So, that is undercover atheism. The next kind of atheism, the final kind, is the psychological atheist. Psychological atheist is those who preach about God. They may go to the temples. They may look very spiritual, but in fact they put themselves in the limelight. So they do everything that a spiritual person does, but they don't focus on God because they focus on themselves. You may be seeing, there's many, nowadays we have like thousands of gurus on the internet, right? All with a verified blue tick on their Instagram. Must be they're verified. That means they're true. So, you may see many of them, these so-called gurus, and they'll preach this message, whatever message they have. They'll use some poems, some word jugglery, and it'll seem very nice. But then actually what they're doing is they're putting themselves in the center and not putting God in the center. So therefore, they're the psychological atheists. They're preaching, but they don't know, So how does Maya cover them? By making them put themselves in the center rather than God. But these can be also undercover. And actually, psychological atheists, this might be happening within all of us. I'll tell you one time, I was doing my japa, I was doing my chanting or my beads. And I came back, that day I went to the gym. And I came back home, I started doing my work. And I thought, let me take a break. So I went to my garden, and I started chanting on my beads. And I was walking up and down the garden whilst chanting, alone by myself. And then I was walking up and down, and every time I would walk closer to my house, there was a window there, and the window had my reflection. So I was chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. My eyes were open. I was trying to focus on the holy name. And I was going to the mirror, the reflection. I'd see my reflection and say, oh, my posture's not great. Let me just put my back straight. And then I keep going, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. I had a good gym session today. It's pretty good. And I was going, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. I was going up and down, and then I realized, oh my God, half an hour of chanting, I was thinking about myself. When I'm chanting, I'm supposed to think about God. I was thinking half an hour just wasted like that. So it can happen in all of us, actually. Maybe all of us, maybe you can think of a time where maybe you're doing some spiritual activity, but actually you're thinking about yourself, putting yourself in the center. Because it happens in all of us. We struggle with that sometimes. So that is kind of this psychological atheist. But that's easily negated. So those are the 5 kinds of atheists. I'll end in the next 5 minutes. So just recapping. What was the first atheist? Default atheist. Second atheist was? Philosophical. Third was? Emotional. Fourth was? So that was 5th. 4th was? Undercover. So, I hope maybe you've learned a little bit about who can be an atheist. Now you've learned there can be more than one kind of atheist. So just know that even in spiritual communities, that's why we have this term Mayavadi as well, that's a kind of atheism actually. When you think that one can be one with God, merge into God. Actually, I'll just explain this a little bit more. This is a kind of motivation that many people can have when they hear from such so-called spiritual people, is that if you do this and you do this and you live a spiritual life, you can merge with God. Why does one want to merge with God in the first place? Any idea? Why do you think anybody wants to merge with God? No idea? They want to become great. Salvation. Yeah, so Buddhism have a similar kind of school of thought, is that you merge into the energy of everything. They don't even mention God, because there's different levels of understanding to how everything works. So, if you really think about it, to do all the spiritual activities, let me become a good person, let me do these good activities, let me get good karma, let me help this person because they're struggling, because if I do this, I'll become God. Is that spiritual? If I do this, I'll become the master, I'll become powerful, I'll become one with everything, and peace, everything will be lovely. No. Actually what's described, this Mayavadi kind of end of this result from this whole Mayavadi thing, imagine yourself in a white room, completely lit. We were talking about this in our Wednesday program, weren't we? Imagine yourself in a white room, nobody is there. Not even anything is there. There's nothing to fiddle with. And you have to live there. You become one with God. There is nothing but you. How many of us will get bored? There was an experiment done actually, I think it was in America, Dave mentioned this in our Wednesday program, that there was an experiment where scientists they got a load of different kids and they got a room with nothing in it, and they had one machine where, I don't know if it was kids, it was adults I think, adults, they would come, there was a room, nothing there, table, chair, there was a shocking machine that would give you a quick electrical shock. If you press the button, you get an electric shock. You have to stay there for half an hour or 1 hour. So they'd put them in that room. The majority of everybody that went into that room with nothing to do shocked themselves multiple times. Now who wants to live in that white box room by themselves for eternity? Huh? You'll get bored. There's nothing to do. There's no satisfaction. Actually, when people want happiness, the way you get happiness from everything is through relationships. Let's face it. When COVID was there in 2020, everybody was locked into their houses. If you were living by yourself, you'd be alone. You could only go see your friend in a park after a few months. At the start of lockdown, I remember I was in school, I was in year 10, and everybody was so happy. Lockdown, 1 week off, 2 weeks off school, 3 weeks off, 4 weeks. It's great. Everybody was having the time of their life. All the kids could game at home. They wouldn't have any homework to do. They'd just be at home. Second month, I guarantee, after a few months, every single person wanted to see people. It was on the news. Depression was going up. People were getting more bored. People weren't so happy anymore because there was no relationships to build, to have with each other. So, the epitome or the way to get any kind of happiness, true amount of happiness, is through relationships. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert. Introverts, they say, I'm an introvert. At the start of lockdown, I was, completely holiday to myself. Don't need to see anybody. No social pressures. I'm an introvert. I like being by myself. After a month, I wanted to see my friends. I wanted to see someone. I talked to them on the phone, but I wanted to see them. Doesn't matter whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, you need a relationship with friends, with people, with family. You need it. So this whole Mayavadism, Mayavadi philosophy, completely negates it. So, let's say, and what we're doing in this temple, what we're teaching, what we're trying to practice, bhakti. What is the exact English translation of bhakti? Who knows? Nobody knows what bhakti is? Come on. If you don't know now, then you should know after today. Bhakti, the English translation, if you wanted to put an exact English translation, is devotional service. Devotional service. What does service mean? Means that has to be a person serving and a person receiving. That's a relationship. If I want to please someone, let's say Shrinu. If I want to please Shrinu, and let's say he says, oh, my throat's getting quite sore. Let me get him a glass of warm water. I'm serving him, he's receiving. From that, we have a friendly relationship. We're serving each other. Bhakti is the science of devotional service. So there has to be a person A and there has to be a person B, relationships. Not this become one and there's only one person and that's it. You know, relationships is where it's at. No matter who you are, you have to accept it. So, actually what is there? The highest relationship, what we're trying to get. So there's a relationship with us, there's a relationship with different devotees, and there's a relationship with God. So this is how it is. You have to, what we're trying to do is build our relationship with each other, and we're trying to build our relationship with God. That's what bhakti is all about. And we can do it in different ways. Bhakti means relationships. So there's many ways that can happen. Can we say that everybody here in the room knows what bhakti is now? What is bhakti? Devotional service. How do you get through bhakti? Relationships. That is, you can't live without relationships. Actually, it's said in, I can't remember where it's been said, one devotee said about Mayavadi philosophy, for a devotee, for someone to merge with God is worse than hell. That's very strong language, isn't it? Because there's no relationships. At least in hell, maybe the person that's torturing me, I can have some relationship with them. I can have some relationship. They're torturing, I'm being tortured. You know? But to be by ourselves, alone, lonely, is the toughest thing. So relationships is where it's at. Now, we have not long left. Jagannath. So, we've all learnt. Now everyone knows what Mayavadi is now. They know what this term is, Mayavadi. Yeah? So, we know that the highest happiness you can get is through relationships with devotees and relationships with God. Now, many different cultures will have different relationships, and in the next few weeks, next week, it is Rath Yatra season. Sri Jagannath Rath Yatra ki! It's Rath Yatra season. That means in the next month, actually it's already started, all over the world, different chariot festivals are being done, where Jagannath, one very huge, eccentric form of the Lord, or form of Krishna, gets a VIP chariot service given to him all over the world. So in Jagannath Puri, there's huge chariot festivals where they celebrate the massive... Here, how many people, just put your hand up, how many people know who Jagannath is? Or have heard Jagannath? Jagannath, oh, most people. Okay, I don't need to explain who Jagannath is. Everyone knows. Jagannath actually, you know the word juggernaut? The English word juggernaut. Juggernaut means something very big. In some video games you might see, there's like there's an entity that you have to fight called the Juggernaut because it's very big. You know, even like superhero movies, there's like a person called Juggernaut because he's huge. The actual English word juggernaut comes from Jagannath. When the British came to India, they saw these huge chariot festivals, huge chariots reaching the skies, and they'd say they're so big, and that Jagannath would turn into Juggernaut because the British people at the time couldn't actually pronounce it. So that's where it comes from. So Jagannath Rath Yatra is a huge procession. And right now, there's so many processions happening all over the world. And this is, actually you could probably say, every year it's a festival of relationships. Because everybody is increasing their relationship with Jagannath or God and with everybody else. If you see the festival, maybe some of you came with us last year. Last year we went to London Rath Yatra. It was 10,000, 15,000 people come all over England. And they come and they celebrate in Jagannath Rath Yatra. Everybody's dancing, everybody's singing, everybody's pulling the Rath cart. They're seeing Jagannath. They're having a lovely relationship with Jagannath and with the devotees. Everybody is dancing together. It's a hub of spiritual relationships. And spiritual relationships means happiness. So it's a hub of happiness. Like an explosion of happiness just happens. And this doesn't just happen in one place. At first, it only happened in Jagannath Puri, which is in the west of India. But now, because of Srila Prabhupada was the first person to bring the Rath Yatra all over the world. Actually, initially, still today, in the actual Jagannath Puri temple, they have a rule that foreigners from outside of India, or if you're not Hindu, you can't go in the temple, and you can't see Jagannath. So then, Jagannath has a Rath Yatra where, okay, even the people that can't see me, let me give them some mercy. So let me come out of my temple and let me show everyone who I am. And let them have a nice relationship with me. But even then, so many millions, billions of people could not see Jagannath all over the world because they don't know about it. So then what does Prabhupada do? Jagannath brings himself outside the temple and Prabhupada brings him to every single country in the world. So now in every major city in the entire world, a Jagannath Rath Yatra is happening. In London it's happening. In Germany it's happening. In America there's huge ones happening. The most remote places as well. Africa, it's happening. In Russia it's happening. In the Middle East it's happening. In Australia it's happening. In where? Georgia it's happening. Someone name a country. Wales, it's happening this year. Anywhere you name, every major city, it's happening. So, now, all over the world, especially now, in the next few weeks, well, on Saturday, we're having a Rath Yatra. There'll be a Rath Yatra in Manchester. There's a poster by the shop if you want to go on Saturday. This Saturday, yeah. So there's a poster at the shop if you want to see the details of what timings and where to go. In Nottingham, they're having one on Sunday. And in London, they'll be happening soon, and we'll be getting all the devotees from Stoke, and we'll be taking a coach down there as well. But it's the hub of relationships. You will see relationships, you'll increase your relationships with devotees. You'll see devotees dancing together. No one dances alone. That was the point of today's class. Nobody dances alone, because it's all about relationships. And then even with Jagannath, you'll see in the procession, you have a relationship with Jagannath. So many pastimes happen when Jagannath goes to the Rath cart. So he goes from the temple to the actual chariot. You'll see the actual deity of Jagannath. He's rocking, like he's very jolly. He's so happy that he's rocking to go on the chariot to join in the Rath Yatra session. And you'll see so many devotees, they're pulling the Rath cart, they're trying to have that relationship. Pull Jagannath. Many devotees, they'll say, when you're pulling the Rath cart, you should have the mentality that you're pulling Jagannath into your heart. That's the mood of it. So many relationships like that. But anyways, we'll end there. If anybody has any questions, queries, doubts, please say, and we'll try and answer them in the last 5 minutes. Dave said, what's the duty of a dying man? For those that don't know, on Wednesdays in the temple, we're doing Bhakti Sanghas. Sangha actually means where we can come together through a relationship and talk about these spiritual topics and elevate ourselves spiritually. So Bhakti Sangha, to elevate ourselves in Bhakti, because Bhakti means relationship. So on Wednesdays we're having them. Some people are coming every week. There's a few regulars. But we're exploring a beautiful book called Srimad Bhagavatam. And it's completely informal. So we actually just come together and you can discuss Q&A. And we discuss the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the common topic for that is what the duty is of a dying man. So if you want to know what the duty of a dying man is, please come on Wednesdays. And you can enjoy. It's a lovely break from work, school, whatever you're doing, stress, life, family, husband, wife, whatever. You can come and discuss and have nice relationships, and we can become happy together. Any other questions? Doubts? Either that means you've understood everything perfectly or been sleeping in your head. On Wednesdays, it happens from 7:30 onwards. PM. After work and school. But yeah. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jagannath Rath Yatra ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Hari 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 Bol.
Hare Krishna. So today's topic was no one dances alone. So today you have to prove that no one dances alone. So we'll all dance together in the kirtan, yeah? Come forward. Hare Krishna. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Everybody loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radhe Jaya Radha. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. जय श्री राधा गोकुलानंद भगवान की जय। जयम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवचकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace Abhay Charanar Vrind Bhakti Vedant Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Prem se kaho Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shri Vashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shamakund Radha Kund Shri Giri Govardhan ki, श्री वृंदावन धाम की, श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा माई की, जमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी की, तुलसी महारानी की, कलियुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, बृहत मृदंग ट्रांसेंडल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की, ट्रांसेंडल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Paladalaladayini. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Siladakaladalaini. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha. Edo Edo Ramikata Narasingha. नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नारसिंहमादि शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नाकाम् अद्भुत शृङ्गां ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवदूता नरहरे रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे नादा अब्दुल सिंगा तलेना हिरण्यकशिप तनुभृङ्गा जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव हृदय हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हृदय हरि बोल जय प्रभुपाद की जय नरसिम्हदेव की
स्वल्प पुण्यावृतं राजन् विश्वासो नैव जायते शरीरारविद्याजाल जड़ेन्द्रियता है काल जीवे फैले विषय सागरे तार मध्य जीवाति लोभो माय सुदुर्मति ताके जेता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ा दयामय कोरी बार जीव जाए स्वप्रसादन दिलो भाई शयनामृत पाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमी राकोशी चैतन्यताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Gokulanand Mahaprasadam ki jai. Nitai Go Premanande, Hare Hare Bo. Hare Krishna. So welcome you all again to our Stoke Festival, Sunday Feast program. Thank you very much for coming today. You could have gone any day in the sunny weather, but you chose to come to Hare Krishna temple. So on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, I welcome you all. Is there anybody who come for the first time after a long time? First time today, Prabhuji? First time? Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Oh, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah. So if you don't mind, if you can just stand up, just briefly introduce yourself, if you don't mind at all, one of you. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, your name and introduce. Nagesh. A friend of Shrinu. Oh, and Anil. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. This is yourself, Prabhu? Jai. Hare Hare. Alex. Wonderful, wonderful. Pranav, is it? Yeah. So, welcome Pranav. Welcome Pranav. Yourself, Prabhu?
I'm Balram. I'm also here in Stoke, and I'm friend of Krishna.
Jai. Relationship.
I brought my mother with me, Mrs. Sushil Gupta.
Hare Hare.
She only understands Hindi.
Okay, okay.
Her birthday है.
अच्छा. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Hare. आप पहले बता दे तो हम केक इंतजाम करते. Hare Hare. So, thank you very much that you come today. We pray to Radha Gokulanand that you come every Sunday and give us your association and be part of our family. So please welcome this wonderful guest by 3 times loudly chanting Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. So our festivities continue. As Balram was saying in his class, the Rath Yatra season has started. The Rath Yatra is happening all over the country. So every Sunday we'll be announcing about Rath Yatra, okay? So, you don't miss out. So this Saturday, we're having a Rath Yatra in Manchester. It starts at 12 o'clock and it starts from a place called Cathedral Gardens. It is in city center. And Rath Yatra procession will start from there and will end up in a place called St. Anne's Square. So if you do not know, you can just look at take a picture of the poster from near the shop, and you can make your way up to the Manchester. Many festivities will be there. There will be procession, prasadam, stage programs. So it's a whole day of festivities there. So please do make time to go on this Rath Yatra festival. If you can't make it on Saturday, following day, Sunday, we have a Rath Yatra in Nottingham. Again, Nottingham town center. Just go there. You'll hear the Rath Yatra Kirtan and just follow that. So again, it's starting at 12 o'clock in Nottingham town center. And after that, there are many Rath Yatras happening. Leicester, Birmingham, which are again very close by. So week after, it is in Leicester and Birmingham. So if you miss out that one, then you can go to the Leicester and Birmingham. But most of all, the most famous... The Stonehenge, yeah. Hey, David loves the Rath Yatra in Stonehenge. So the biggest Rath Yatra which happens in the UK is in London. This year it will be happening on 28th of July, 28th July. As usual, this year also we'll having a coach from Stoke. So the coach will start from our car park here. It will take us right to the London Rath Yatra site, which is the, what is it, garden called? No. Hyde Park. Hyde Park corner. Yeah, so we'll just land right at there. And there's a procession of about 2 miles long procession to the Trafalgar Square. So about 10 to 15,000 people come there. So it's a sight to hold. I think many of you came all these years. I'm sure you all enjoyed. And again, in the evening, on our way back to Stoke, we'll visit the Bhaktivedanta Manor for an hour. So the whole day of festivity, we'll leave about 7 o'clock from here, and we'll come back at about between 9:30 and 10. We'll be back here in Stoke. So those who want to come, please give us your name. Today you can give us your name. I'll be there and Balram will be there. And the donation we ask for to cover the cost of the coach is £35 per head. So anybody who like to come, the first come first serve basis. Last year we had quite a few devotees who came last moment, and we had to say them no because the coach was full. So those who are definitely coming, give your name, and if your coach full, then we might book the another coach or we hire a bigger coach. So we don't have to say no to the last minute devotees. So please give your name as soon as possible. The donation we ask for is £35 per head. You can pay via bank transfer. They will give you the bank details. It is there in notice board. Also you can get it from the shop as well. So Rath Yatra is happening. London Rath Yatra on 20th of July, 20th of July. It is about one and a half months time. So festivities don't stop there. There's a festival, one more festival. But this festival, there is no feast. So if you all know, Ekadashi comes twice in a month. It's 11th day of the waxing and waning moon. And devotees, they do extra austerity on that day. Ekadashi is called the mother of devotion. So if you follow a fast on this day and do your spiritual activity, your devotion really increases in your heart. So there are 24 Ekadashis in a year. But there is one Ekadashi which is the most important Ekadashi. It is called Pandav Nirjal Ekadashi. So the story is that there was one person called Bhim, one of the Pandava. He liked to eat and eat voraciously. And he asked once Krishna that, Krishna, everybody does Ekadashi, but I can't do because I can't fast. I have to eat something, in a day. So Krishna said, if you can't do all the Ekadashi, do at least one Ekadashi in a year. If you do this one Ekadashi, you will get benefit of following all other 23 Ekadashis. So this Ekadashi, which Bhim did, it is called Bhim Ekadashi, or we also call Pandav Nirjal Ekadashi. So this Ekadashi, it is on this Friday, 6th of June. So this coming Friday, the 6th of June is Ekadashi, Nirjal Ekadashi. So I request all of you, please follow this Ekadashi. You can fast on that day. There are various ways of fasting. One day of fasting is that you don't drink water also. No eating, no drinking. From sunrise to the next day, sunrise. Saturday morning, sunrise. So don't drink any water. If you can't do that, then at least drink some water. If you can't do that, then drink some juice or milk. If that is not enough, then you can just eat some fruits. But if you can't, even that is not enough, you can just eat some chips, potato chips. The idea is that you try to eat as minimum as possible and avoid grain, any food grain, the grains like wheat, rice and those kind of thing. Avoid those grains. But if you do this one Ekadashi, you get the benefit of 23 Ekadashis. We do all like offers, buy one, get one free. So this is that transcendental offer. You do one Ekadashi, you can get benefit of all 23 Ekadashis. So I request all of you to please do that. We have some Ekadashi Prasad on the stall, it's called potato rings. So if you at all cannot live without eating, you can take this one of the box and only eat that one on that day and drink some water. So that is there available, few boxes are available on the shop there. So yes, in our ISKCON temple, we have a feast, big feast, but someday we fast also. So those who will be fasting on Ekadashi, I'll tell you what time you have to break the fast. So on Saturday, you can break fast between 6:57 and 10:19. So just eat a piece of grain on the next day. If you're fasting on a Friday, you can break the fast between 6:57 in the morning till 10:19, in about 3 hours time. So this is one festival. On Friday night, because it's a very important Ekadashi, we'll be having a 1.5 hour kirtan in the temple. So 7:30 in the evening till 9 o'clock. So we'll be this Friday. Yes, so we'll be coming to the temple and we're just sitting down and just have a nice, melodious, simple kirtan. So those who like to come on Friday, it is said the last part of the fast is very difficult. So, okay. So information from the shop, we have calendar for the whole year, and in that calendar all the Ekadashis are mentioned. So these calendars are free of charge now, so you can take one copy of this calendar. Okay, I think I've done enough information to you. You might get a little overburdened. I think that's about it. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please make your way upstairs for the prasadam.